Brings. Okay, thank you for joining us. Okay, so we're going to, this is another version of Earth, or a Earth planet that has been found. This is Kepler-186f. I'm not sure if this was asked in the chat questions, but this kind of inspired that. So we'll get other exoplanets. So this is the first one that was found. At least I found about 2014. I didn't find it, but I found it on the internet. But anyway, in the Cygnus, and it's in the Cygnus constellation. Basically, it's a big bird or part of a bird. And if you look up Cygnus, you'll see what I'm talking about. Then we'll go into Alpha Centauri, Galactic Center channel. So I guess Alpha Centauri is in the center. Galactic Center. I didn't look too deeply into what that meant, but it doesn't matter. Yeah, this should be different. See where this goes. So, before we get started, of course, I don't remember where I'm at this time. Ascension.com, my private sessions at the shop here. I think I'm on the 21st for some people. Like, I'm still on April 10th with some others, so people think I'm slow. You have no idea. Also, same situation here. Webinar sign up. So it's social network, Rabbit, behind the scenes, and dating site. So, okay. We'll see where this goes. Cooper, this is definitely going to be different. Okay, blessings. Here we go. Greetings to you. We are planet consciousness, Kepler, yes, as you call it, 186f in the Cygnus constellation. Of course, they're going to give us a number as they give you all numbers on your planet. So we are a habited world. All worlds are habited in some form or another. Ours, not necessarily have humans on them. Some have gotten out of the human program, and that's why they're gas giants. Even some gas giants have human incarnations on them. So our planet consciousness, yes, to give you an idea of what's out there, yes, we don't really visit you. We do see your world. We do not connect with your world, but I don't believe you have any of your humans on our planet at this time. Yes, you've tried to contact us, but we do not answer. There are other planets, but they're not going to make public worlds that your humans have been on, just to let you know. And there's many planets that your humans are on at this time. Done from an experiment. Obviously, they're not going to go about it publicly because they'll be embarrassed about all the mistakes they made. And they've had help with other alien races. Of course, they're not going to make it public, of course, once again. So, yes, as humanity comes out of your abyss of life problems, not that you don't need them, but as you go more outside, into a world like ours, we do have problems, of course. We don't always get along with each other on our planet. There are humanoid energies, but we also have, yes, humanoid duck people on our planet too. Yeah, and it goes a bit deeper than that, but even we are hesitant to go into detail of what we really have on our world. So there are then also elephant planets that don't normally show themselves that your planet is aware of. Your secret space have actually spied on them, but you connect to the frequency of them. So our point of view of your world, yeah, it's just, it becomes more. Now this has been mentioned, I believe, in the past of you becoming more hip. All this alien or connecting to other planets become more, pop culture. Like, of course, they'll have its manipulations because that's how your world jives, how it works. But we do see more of this becoming more part of your society. Not that you would get, well, people are already bored with modern world life anyway, but it's another way of exploring yourself. Well, if you see other star systems, other planets, you use your own intuition to tap into it. What's your version of it? That's the thing. People are so used to going by what one person says. If you're all tapping into it in your own way, as many worlds operate, I mean, most planets have like half of your planet's problems, maybe even three-quarters of it, or less than that. It does seem like your planet has all the problems. Well, it finds a way to have them. And it if it doesn't have a problem, it finds a way to create it. It's a very problem created Earth. And like, what do I need to worry about? Why do you need to worry about something? If you're living in love, what's the point of that? I mean, some say worrying is a way of love, but is that how it works on your planet? Yeah, worry is like you don't trust. The more that you trust, less problems will occur. So is that the mentality of your planet is still primitive, of course. It's going to be that way. But you connect more to your power. You know things will work itself out. You put that energy out there instead of it won't work out. Because humans are in your planet, as you know, used to self-sabotaging. At least it's a culture of that. Even your entertainment is like self-sabotaging. Like, here's my sob story, everyone. Not everybody's like that, but the energy is there. And that's a program for that's the Ascension Program to keep you going backwards, with society to go backwards. Oh, I lost all this money. This bad thing happened to me, and then they advertise it. Your news, obviously, a death occurred. Well, what about a life occurred? Did they ever talk about that? Not really. Like, look, people are getting together. Happiness is happening. Now, that will sell, but that's not the agenda. Like, things are getting better. Like, positive news does sell. It's just the controllers of your world say otherwise. Well, because that's not what in part of humanity wants to sob over itself, but we feel like you're going to more of a positive news source where negative news no longer has energy anymore. As you can see, some of his newscasters having sickness, illness. Well, you might not see it, but it's there. When you put out all that negativity out all the time, it's going to come back to you eventually. And then they can have a news source about that. Oh, look, this news person that puts all this negativity out there is now sick. Wow, what a surprise. Yeah, the more positive energies you put out, the less sickness within occurs. And if there is a sickness, you can use your positive energy to heal it and release it, and also see where it came from. And that's the path we feel that you're heading towards. Not an easy path. It's not going to happen instantly. Yes, you have a lot of drama queens on your planet. Well, there's a lot of beings here, or human mentality, feel like you can't do it. You can't evolve, but you can. And you are. So, yes, many are putting a lot of their energies onto the aliens, and that's fine. But it's also another positive, just knowing things will work out. yes, you might have the aliens assisting you, but you can empower yourself. Instead of giving your power to the aliens, you give the power to yourself. This will work out. We will figure this out. We will move forward. No matter who's president, who cares anyway? You will prevail. Instead of this gloom and doom energy, you will have the best year you had. Every year will become better. That's the energy, because that's a reptilian energy of dragging everyone down. Well, that's the mentality they want to. That's basically holding the slaves by the throat. And reptilian worlds are known for that. Now they empower themselves, but they enslave everyone else. That's how they work on your world. So the power of positivity. Now you don't have to be so positive like you make everyone throw up. No, but just looking at things will, you have something bad happen, you don't have to look for it. But if something a challenge comes, you don't know how it will work out, but it will. Just keep on with that positive outcome. You don't have to bore everybody to death with positivity, but know things will work out, and you'd be surprised the outcome. Do you want that outcome? Some, yes, are built to fail, and that's true. There's a lot of self-sabotaging on this planet, and that's how the soul learns. People are wondering where the learn is, but some souls, they just want to feel, they want to know how it feels like to sabotage themselves. What does that exactly feel like? It's like vacations and having a nice suntan is great, but what happens when you lose your luggage or you can't get anywhere or you're stuck in one place forever? What does that feel like? So, yeah, your world delivers. Your world can deliver in a more positive environment, and it's basically taking your power back, which is not the easiest. And it's not always time for, but even if you feel like you don't have power in certain places, you can still have a more positive outlook that things will improve. Just continue. It's hard. It's can be depressing, but to know that whatever negativity that's going on, like a job or something, you will get through it no matter what. Because I'll just put it that way. So these challenges are a bridge. Obviously, you've heard this before, but that's our planet talking to your planet. Now, we do have a lot of short people on our world. You can say short people syndrome. Sort of. We're not going to go into detail of our planet. It's more about yours, how it gets stuck in its ways. And yes, your cabal system, yes, is a shows. Well, it's humans here want to understand themselves, their problems, and your elites are here to deliver. Deliver to help you figure yourselves out. Put a lot of enslavement. They're going to enslave this world as much as possible, because they're allowed to. Obviously, you're clearing that out, but it's all in the mind of how to do that. Instead of you thinking it's all going to implode, that's easy. That's self-sabotage. You just know it's going to work itself out somehow. You will pull through it. Once again, not everybody wants things to work out. And that is the soul journey, of course. So our energy to your world, once again, obviously people want to know about us. Yes, we do connect to the bird realms, realities of, yes, ignorance is bliss. Yes, we do connect to the elephant people. That's why we brought them up. We do make fun of them a lot because of their noses. Of course, we bird beings have noses too, so we're all kind of like we have like this nose thing going on among each other. Who can have the longest nose, you can say. But the elephant beings, they helped us learn how to be a little bit more caring for others. Of course, birds are known to be pretty decent towards each other. We live in our flocks, but also we can have heads. A lot of us are just like casual, just hang out with a bird. You have no problem. But of course, some of you hang out with cockatoos, and it's a different realm altogether. Blue jays are usually pretty easy to get along with. Cockatoos are cocky. So our planet is, yes, you can say like a bird planet. where it's usually, we're pretty lenient, we're pretty decent to each other. Yes, we have duck beings there too, so it's not necessarily a duck world, but it's a place of, once again, we do have our problems, but we find a way to get along with each other. But of course, we still kind of butt heads with each other. I mean, you got to do that to, keep life interesting. If everybody got along with each other, where's the fun in that exactly? All right, that's all we have at this time. Greetings. We're the Cygnus constellation. A lot of us learn a great deal from the Anunaki, as yes, they are humanoid beings that gained a lot of reptilian knowledge, but also bird knowledge. That's why they adapted themselves into a bird-like form. So Anunnaki is known to be explorers, to take knowledge to other places. Yes, they're not always the most positive, but that's how you learn. We're connected to various different species that take the bird knowledge, bird beings. The hawk is usually one that goes to other planets to seed other worlds of different types. So kind of like normally like a warrior type of bird, like a hawk or a vulture, you could say, um, and a bald eagle. But the vulture is really the one that, but it takes different types of bird DNA and seeds them on planets. That's why I have different type of birds. Um, it's just this bird will be good for that environment. These guys get along with each other, sort of, and so forth. There's also Arcturian birds that some of you might tap into, possibly. It's just bird culture of clearing out old vibrations, yes, finding a peace, but also like a tranquility to connect to your highest goal. Where it's about growth. A lot of planets are about growth. Your planet is about growth. Some souls grow and some souls do nothing, as you've noticed. But the ones that don't do anything test everybody else. They pull everybody else down to a certain extent. And I mean, if you're going to grow, why not be challenged? As some of you in your spiritual development are realizing being challenged by family members because they feel like spirituality is a weakness. Okay, the spirit guides and all that. You're letting go of that dark energy of facade that's been built here. And that's true in some cases. You do become a lighter energy. And but also because darkness isn't like you seeing, as you go into light, darkness isn't like what you see in them. Because you see more of what they're up to. And they don't like, because they like to hide in the shadows. That's why darkness persists on your planet, because it's keeping itself hidden. It wants government to be dark. It wants entertainment to be dark. So as it lives in the shadows across your planet, as you're enlightening, you're bringing enlightenment to yourselves, but you're doing it in a way where, see, what many are going into enlightenment, but staying humble about it. And that's how you say you're strongest. If you're arrogant about it, obviously, that's where the weakness is. If you're humble about it, because some can become positive and can't handle it, and then become dark. Sometimes darker than everybody else, as some of you have experienced. So, and you notice there's a lot of spiritual people that are in there. It's okay as long as you're on their page. If you go against what their belief system, wow, you see a whole other side of them. So, but this is why darkness is pushing down the spiritual community as much as they can and trying to keep it shut down as long as they can. But as you are connecting more to yourselves and just going where you feel is right, you see it's like you're raining your positive energy on the planet. You're seeing the secrets here, the secret space programs, the secret everything. Politicians are their lies aren't working anymore. The system is no longer, it's choking up. It's no longer, it coughs out the truth. It's breaking away, and that's what's happening at this time. It's not an easy awakening. Now, this has been happening for thousands of years, up and down throughout history, but now things are getting a little bit different these days. Yes, you're seeing different types of spiritual groups, but you are going to a phase of enlightenment. Yes, there's many truths that many of you are preparing for, some truths that are very hard to handle. That's why a lot of disclosures haven't fully occurred just yet. But you're in the preparation of it. We'll just leave you with that. Greetings to you. Greetings. This is Alpha Centauri. Once again, Astronaut Energy. Yes, bringing you enlightenment. This is just Alpha Centauri is very connected to Egypt. Of course, we don't go into details normally, but basically keeping your surroundings as you want it, like it. Of course, yes, you see, Alpha Centauri beings are very much part of what you would call reality or matrix, or it's we're involved with keeping it calm here as much as possible, without any too many changes here. So we do play a role in why your world is the way it looks. For now, as you go into the higher vibrations, obviously you're going to see much different, and some of you are already doing so, poking a hole in this reality. But most that are connected to this physical realm need things to not change too quickly. So, not to say we're here to slow things down, but kind of keep things at a pace where humanity can handle it. So we have to work behind the scenes, basically. Yeah, it's almost like a church play happening here. Well, some dress up in all these church type of things and think they need to be this certain type of person. We see a lot of that. That's very we don't know what to think of that, actually. Well, they're trying to make God like them. There's a lot of that going on here. Those are very religious. We just want God to, not hate us. Some of you we've connected to that somewhere. And some of you to show God a lot of hate yourself because you're just sick of this whole thing. Understood. It's like, why'd you let this happen for so long? What's your problem? Did you check out? Did you leave? You have to let things play out. A lot of humans gave away their power and they're paying for it. They gave it to religion. It's easy. Yes, it's very strange why you give your power away. And that's something they signed up for. And how long are they going to go to awaken from it? That's the thing. They can awaken from it quickly or be there for 10 or 30 years or forever, or 10 lifetimes or 20 lifetimes connected to that certain religion. Now, some actually grow quite a bit in that type of religion. It all depends on what religion it is. It does happen. There weren't certain type of lessons. Not everybody's here for that. It's like a certain type of schooling, basically. So you get the relationship, you get the kids, you get all these type of things, and you just go by the guidelines that the religious organizations do not frown upon. Until you have a relationship with the same sexuality or something like same gender, and then you shake things up a lot. You'd be surprised how many incarnate with the same religious friends, churches, all through many incarnations until something shifts. you change or they change, and or you change, you change genders most likely, but some just choose to change things altogether. Sexuality, whatever it might be, or have an affair with one of the religious people when you're not supposed to. That always shakes things up. That definitely shows that you're ready to break free. And that's what's happening now, and expect more of that. Well, say expect a lot of scandals of breaking free of voice systems. You're having it now, but some are hesitant. Some are hesitant to see further. I mean, they're waking up, but there's only so far you want to go. I mean, some of you are going to connect to other planets, other worlds. You've had enough of this place. We feel like you've learned this. But some of you feel like you're tired of this place, but some of you are feeling you're just getting started because your energy, you feel like it's finally connecting to the planet itself, meaning that it is going through a awakening process that you feel like people are finally seeing things a lot differently, making this world a little bit more interesting, at least in your point of view. Some are saying that. So Alpha Centauri energies, obviously we have also several worlds that are, monitor your planet on different ways of different points of view of just we'll just leave it at that. Yes, we've had a lot of your type of now you gained a lot of our knowledge too. A lot of it's the Middle Ages or the medieval times. A lot of that came from us. Not all of it, but quite a bit of it did. Yeah, anything to do with a dragon. That a lot of that. No, dragons are everywhere, but the Middle Ages. That's some of that get up comes from Alpha Centauri a little bit. So we shift the energies of that quite a bit. Well, a lot of our worlds are underwater planets. Of course, we have worlds of all types, but a lot of them are underwater. Where living underwater is normal. Some of you have that here. Well, for those that can hold their breath a long time, you know who we're talking about. We do have types of mermaids. We have sea monsters of all types. Of course, we have fish. Everybody has fish to a certain degree. Glowfish, but a lot of it is just societies underwater, basically living underwater, and this is similar to Sirius. But we don't always have like high tech ships and things like that. Some planets do, but a lot of us we rely on our own energies, basically our own abilities. Or we can live in a city underwater, go up to the surface, go live on a society. Some people are green, green people, kind of weird ears, but everybody's kind of strange anyway. Something from a Star Wars or something like that, similar to that. We do have merchants and things like that, but usually it's a barter system. Give you an idea. But out of nowhere, like you have like a world that's kind of underwater society, kind of a primitive Middle Ages type of society, and then you see like JFK or something, a statue or something out of nowhere. It's like, oh, that came from your planet. So yeah, it's like, oh yeah, it used to be a fish being on our planet. So yeah, we have a little bit more of awareness of what's happening on your Earth. So yeah, as you see people shape shift and all that, yeah, it's like some of your politicians are just a bunch of fish people. Really pain in the ass fish people too. Well, fish can be kind of a pain. If you haven't lived underwater, so you don't know how it's like there. It can be, yeah, it's not clear here, but some can be really aggravating. Well, you're underwater all the time. What do you expect? It gets kind of dense there. Societies can become controlling. It all depends. You get kind of claustrophobic. You're underwater all the time. It's resources aren't exactly the best sometimes. It's a different environment altogether. So like a fish out of water, like sometimes they take that aggravation from living underwater for so long, they become a human on your planet and raise all kinds of hell. It's like they're fleshing out their system. Of course, you tell a regular human that, they'll laugh your ass off. But isn't that the idea is for you to make this world a little bit more interesting than just the same old mundane. I mean, for you to actually tap more into that, so you open up your crown chakras and see things a little bit differently and have bizarre conversations. I mean, people take drugs that have add more flair to your conversations, but some are they need drugs for that. You're kind of going into a reality where everything's going to be different. So some of you might be on the surface world, but you feel like you've breathed underwater for a long time. You feel some of that tension. It all depends on what planet you are. Some planets are blissful, everything's great and nice, and other planets like, damn, just that person needs a lot of fresh air, literally. That one's been underwater too long, literally. So yeah, you can have too much water in your brain. You can say when you get out into the surface world, you just some just go nuts. It's like being locked in. It's like being at home all the time, locked in. It's like being at home. You're just inside all the time. You're just going crazy. You go out and you just flip out on somebody. So you have road rage, things like that. But you just got, yeah. We just feel like your planet is going to become a little bit more less hesitant to allow itself to just not take itself so seriously and look at things a lot differently. A breath of fresh air. Well, like we're talking about aliens and all that, at least on a government scale, nobody cares. Right now, obviously, it's agenda central here. Is what we do see. Basically, the Earth has a heart chakra, has a crown chakra, as some of you know, and a lot of those depends on how you look at it, a lot of those are actually blocked. So as you shift your vibrations, as many of you are doing, the Earth feels it. It's actually healing the chakras of the planet, and that's where a lot of these people start to shapeshift even more, and that's where it really gets exciting. Especially your politicians, those are all on the news trying to hide all their agendas. The agendas won't work anymore. That's what we're seeing. But humanity has to chill out first. I mean, it's kind of doing that, but it's still real hesitant. Well, it's not believe. Is this real? Is that real? And yeah, it's still kind of hold. Well, and some of the dark ones are doing a lot of. They're trying to hold this world captured. They're trying to hold it because they don't want you to see the darkness here, and that's true. The ones causing that's why the alien beings are causing so much darkness here because they don't want you to see their shit, but you will eventually. That's the agenda you're going. Well, no, non-agenda, but that's the head. You're going to reveal a lot of things here, and it's happening very slowly, in society. But eventually, these people that lie all the time can't lie anymore. That's vibration. And some of you are going to start changing environments like where you live, backgrounds, places, things are going to change. Environments, because the earth needs you in a different place as the earth begins to shift. Like all of a sudden you're in one place forever, and all of a sudden your whole life switches over and you didn't even see it coming. Yeah, some people lose their job, etc. And now it's the new you. And that gets kind of deep. So with this new Earth ascension energies, what we're getting at here is that when your Earth's really going into the ascension energies, expect your own lives to change. Not that you're going to have aliens flying over your place. Some might have that, but where you go somewhere else, you do something different. You move. Expect that. When? Well, obviously, as many of you here, I can't go one by one telling you, but that's what's expected change. Because when you change, it shows like you're preparing. If you have to move, like you feel like it's time to go somewhere different, that means, especially you've been in the same place forever, and all of a sudden things start to happen where, the universe is moving you somewhere else. That's where you need to be, and that's, more changes are on the way for the planet itself in some form or another. It doesn't mean it's going to be dramatic. So, And those that move around a lot, like you go from one place to another, like every now and then, yeah, because you're shifting the energies. So, and those of you that are stuck in the same place, obviously you're needed there. As a guardian, you might not always know what you're doing there. There's bad beings there somewhere, or you just need to be there. Usually you're guarding something normally, and you need to kind of keep your mind clear. It's not easy. But yeah, that means there's probably a source there that if you feel that there's a source there, it's not exactly the most positive. Somewhere around where you live, that's why you're there. There might be, especially if you're by a military base or something like that. Yeah, you're keeping an eye on them. So, what are you telling them? Game is over. You'd be surprised.